Hello, I'm Alison Higgins, the Resiliency Manager for the City of Key West. This video introduces a proven funding approach that helps local governments reduce costs. NV5 evaluated the utility bills for all 450 of our energy and water meters, which currently cost greater than $3 million annually. This presentation summarizes their findings and the business case for moving forward. If approved by the Commission, the City will procure an energy savings company to finalize actions and guarantee future savings. Take it away, NV5.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Aldo Mazzaferro, and I'm in charge of business development with NV5 at our Clean Energy Group. And this presentation today is to give you an update on the Energy Savings Performance Contracting Program, or ESPC, that my team has been working on with the City of Key West. So quick, to give you a little background of who we are and what we do. As I said, we represent NV5's Clean Energy Group. NV5 is a large engineering firm, and we're a specialty niche kind of consulting group that focuses on what I like to say life cycle consulting services for clean energy projects. So we have 50 plus staff members, a wide range of expertise, everything from simple energy efficiency like light bulbs and temperature controls to microgrids and electric vehicles and everything in between. And really where we are most well known for our work is serving as an owner's representative for these energy savings performance contracts. We do this nationwide. It's resulted in billions of dollars worth of clean energy investments. And we're really well known for this specific expertise. Like I said, billions of dollars worth of upgrades. Our clients include federal, state, local government agencies. We're actively overseeing ESPC projects in Hawaii and Maine and everywhere in between, including some international projects. Because we do so much of this project-specific work, we also get hired a lot of times as a special advisor to federal agencies like the Department of Energy, different state agencies helping to develop best practices. You name it, our expertise is widely recognized. And we're here to help the city make this project successful by leveraging that expertise. So, like I said, our clients include federal, state, local government agencies. Our biggest client in the federal is the Defense Logistics Agency, but going down to states, probably 10 or 12 different states, large cities, including the city of Key West, but also city of Phoenix and Boston, Washington, D.C. government. We've worked for about 10 different university campuses in the University of North Carolina system. So, like I said, we cover the whole country working on all different sizes of projects for different types of public agencies. So, moving away from NV5 and getting more into this program, this ESPC, Energy Savings Performance Contracting Program. So we like to do a little bit of an ESPC 101 for you. So to start off, really the way to think of a performance contract is that it's a partnership between a government agency and an energy services company, or an ESCO for short, right? So it's not something that's just kind of dreamed up overnight. This is established and formally adopted in Florida state law. There's specific rules and regulations and guidelines out there. And really the way this project is described is it's a turnkey project, and it's truly a partnership between a public agency and an energy services company, where the energy services company is going to implement this turnkey project for a fixed fee with guaranteed long-term performance and savings to fund the upfront cost of those projects. So it's really an innovative financial mechanism where you're leveraging future budgeted utility costs, those liabilities that you're going to pay for one way or the other, and reinvesting savings out of that budget line in order to fund projects today and get new equipment and get work done. So make no mistake, this is a project as a funding source to address budgeted maintenance needs, capital needs, and there's a lot of other benefits like meeting your energy reduction goals, generating cost savings, local jobs are raised sometimes, loads and loads of benefits of doing these projects. But it's a process. So to demonstrate how these projects are funded, we like to use this very, very simplified graph of the overall self-funding model of an energy savings performance contract. So the city of Key West is all the way over here on the left today, where your existing energy and operations budget is somewhere in the $300,000 a year for energy and water and O&M. Through this project, you may see anywhere from a 10 to 20 to 30% savings. That's all going to be evaluated through what's called an investment grade audit. But once you go ahead and do that project, you're going to see a new or a reduction in your utility budget, which generates that new energy and operations budget here in the middle in blue. In its place, you're going to be reinvesting those savings to pay for the project over time. So when we say this is a self-funding project, we like to think of it as budget neutral. So instead of continuing to pay the local utility the same $3 million a year, you're capturing savings today and leveraging those savings to pay for the upfront costs of the project over time. And as you go out over the span of the project, eventually those debt payments disappear and you enjoy your new energy and operations budget. And along the way, we typically model these to carve out some additional cash savings to our clients as well. So what can be done through these projects? It's, like I said, we work federal, state, local government all over the country. We've seen a wide range of scope that can be implemented, but generally it's anything that generates energy savings. It can generate energy. We've seen small wind turbines even, mostly solar, cogeneration has been done. Some upgrades just generate operational savings, right? So you're not generating as much maintenance costs and deferred maintenance over time. But really the way to categorize these projects is there's two main types of what we refer to as ECMs, or energy conservation measures. There's the quick paybacks. In the industry, it's commonly referred to as low-hanging fruit. And then there's long paybacks. These are capital needs, right? And you combine these types of measures through a process we call bundling to create one single self-funding project. So you have lots of low-hanging fruit like LED lighting and temperature controls and building envelope improvements that don't really cost a lot of money to implement, but they generate a lot of savings. You bundle those with things that are longer paybacks, that are capital needs, that the city needs to pay for one way or the other. And that's really the key funding mechanism here that we talked about. We're going to go to these facilities and identify chillers and rooftop units and maybe roofs and windows that need to be replaced sometime in the near future. This is a way to fund those projects and allow you to maintain your typical capital budgeting process to continue to pay for roads and bridges and new construction, the stuff that doesn't normally pay for itself. This is a financing mechanism to capture the waste in your utility bills and leverage that to pay for things that need to be paid for one way or the other. And we're going to work closely with your teams to identify what that scope is. So this is an exhaustive list of energy conservation measures that we often see. And we conducted some interviews with the City of Key West's operations staff to talk about some of these potential opportunities that may or may not exist in these buildings, really in an effort to develop what we call the business case for your performance contract. So we developed facility auditing forms. The staff was extremely helpful and gave us loads of information about the facilities related to its building info and lighting and HVAC and water systems to really come up with some estimates that are not meant to promise you the world right now in terms of the biggest project, but really more to develop a little bit of a business case that proceeding and pursuing this opportunity further makes a lot of sense because there is an existing energy savings opportunity here. So to do this, we'd like to focus on your biggest facilities. The first one is the police/fire station. This facility had a utility budget cost of about $100,000 a year in 24 and 25. We estimated about 20% savings here coming from roofing and leak repairs and HVAC controls, retro commissioning, different types of measures that we think exist there, generating energy savings of about $20,000 or so per year, right? And you can see over here on the chart how it escalates over time to be 20 years, totaling about $500,000 in savings by implementing this project. The next building we looked at is City Hall. again, one of your larger facilities, we estimated about $20,000 in savings coming from deep, heavy HVAC retrofits associated with an HVAC controls retrocommissioning, some building envelope improvements. But again, it generates these savings over time that justifies pursuing this project a little bit more and diving deeper to see exactly what those investment grade opportunities will show. So taking those two facilities and understanding what those opportunities are, we wanted to extrapolate that to the overall city's portfolio. And this is a little bit of a much more detailed, what we call sample cash flow pro forma for the project. And it's meant to be extremely preliminary right now and also conservative. So in the yellowish color here, you can see different parameters that we're playing with, including cost of capital, energy escalation rate, labor inflation rates. You can see we applied about a 10% savings for electric and water. That comes out to about $300,000 a year in total energy savings. That would be used to pay for the debt associated with this project here on the left of $6.46 million. And over the 20-year term, we actually constricted this chart a little bit to make sure it fit over here on a single slide. But you can see how the debt payments of $324,000 a year in year one are covered largely in full by the total benefits of $311,000. So there's some buy down and capital contribution that you can do to help do a little bit more in this project to accomplish more of your needs, address more of those capital needs. But that's something that we're going to work together with the city as we advance through these next step phases to develop a project. So we wanted to keep this fairly quick and to the point. We've included Alison Higgins, the city's resiliency manager's email address here for any questions. We'd be happy to answer them for you. But really, the point of this presentation and our ask to the city council is to authorize us to proceed to this next step, which would be to run a request for proposals to engage contractors. That turnkey energy services contractor I mentioned back early on in the what is ESPC slide. We would solicit proposals from them, engage them, interview them, figure out who their what their strengths and weaknesses are, and really focus on picking the best partner for the city to develop this project further and come back and really create investment grade numbers to make some more decisions on. So thank you for the opportunity. Looking forward to working with the city more.